like multiple codes and multiple lines of code stages and steps you have to write based on the project build, right? So make sure you do practice, try to explore new things. If you don't explore new things, you will not come to know. Again, when you join the company organization to work on this tool, you'll come to know what are the things you're going to use. So most of the things I will cover in Jenkins, and everything I'll finish it. But the project wise, you have to do by yourself. The simple project, whatever is there in my GitHub, that is sufficient to play around it, okay, to get practiced, to get experienced, okay. Once you do that, most probably 40-50% of experience you'll get it from there. The rest, you once you do the real time, obviously, see, doing in your own laptop sitting at home is different, and doing the office work with the colleagues and people is totally different. You'll get nervous if your hand is not free, right? You should be always know where to go and what settings you have to do. If you are familiar with those stuffs, no, then you can do whatever you want. That is what I need. It should be practice, and hands will be practice when you do practice. Okay, so you'll be seeing, right, whenever I'm doing something, I'm simply going to that path, this path, and doing some changes and all. You should be in that position. Okay, so to get that position, you need to practice at least 1 hour or weekly, 2 hours, 3 hours every day, every week, or every day 1 hour sufficient to do that. Okay. Okay, so let's start with our classes. So pipeline is covered last classes. So today, what I'll show you. Okay, let's work on this pipeline. But last class, what the master and slave we had set up in our last to last classes, right? Today I'll show you the agents in our Jenkins file. We had set up the agents as any. That means any available agent, it will work. So how we can set off the agents, right? How we can set up the agents and how we can add it in our pipeline script Jenkins file. That I'll show you today. Also, I'll show you the multi-branch pipeline. There is another one to create the multi-branch pipeline, right? That will show. Let's start with, let me share my screen. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, this DevOps web. So last class we were working on the Jenkins file, feature this branch, and if we see this Jenkins file, so here what was given, agent was any, like any available agent. If there is nothing is there, then master will take it and execute it. Okay, let me modify this. So before modifying this, let me start one agent. So if you go, we had set up one Java agent one. The Java agent one was the Java agent one. So let me just, it is offline because it's not able to start the agent. So let's see why it is offline and why. So you can see the logs here. So what it says, unable to launch connection typed out. Okay, so it's not able to connect this port because this is a different set up this agent. Okay, fine. So what we have to do now, we have to reconfigure this agent. Okay, configure it. Here the IP address, whatever is given, right? This should be, see, this is the wrong IP address. Wrong, and that last class is whatever IP address we had given, it has now changed. So I'm going to give this IP address. Mm, keep this agent online as much as possible. Okay, so now what I did, save it. Let's save it and click launch agent. Let's see what is happening. Okay, started. Okay, agent successfully connected and online. Okay, so I have now one agent only. I have one node and one master. Okay, so master has one executor and agent one has two executors. So how I'll do this one? So let's go to this project, and I want, suppose I want this project to be built on the agent, only the Java agent one. Okay. So what I can do, just edit this, and you have to give the agent name. Okay, so how you'll get it, either you can get it from here, or if you see configure it, you'll find the name, right? Java agent one, or you can just, sorry, not name, you have to do the based on the labels, not the name, based on the label. So we, what label we had given as Java agent, so copy this one. Okay, go here and paste it here, Java agent. Okay, now let's save it. And here we need to change something because the IP address of remote, this has changed now. I need to go here and change this IP address. Okay, let's do that. Save it, commit it. Okay, let's go ahead and build the project. So this is the project. I'm going to build it. So it's now okay. Uh, Git init. Okay, so what happened here? The project URL I had changed it in our last class, right? So let me configure it. So by seeing the logs itself, we should be able to find it what could be the cause. Okay, and this will come based on your experience. Okay, so here it is given Java agent. Okay, level expression, and okay, DevOps wave and credentials is not required, I think. Oh, it's not the one. Okay, it's not the one. This is not the project. The project was the pipeline project, right? This is the old project. Leave it. So yeah, this one, first pipeline, Java one. So let's configure it. I think I had a different thing here. Okay, that's correct. That's correct. Okay. Now let's build this one. Build with parameter. Change this parameter to the Tomcat server, right? So build it now. Let's check. No agent type specified, must be any label. Sorry. I have to change it. It's not label spelling. No agent type specified, must be one of any other label. So we have given the label, right? Java agent is given label. Hmm. Okay. So if you see it here, this project, okay, if you configure it, we have already set up this. See, this project is parameterized and nothing is mentioned here. Okay. What is this log? We are getting some errors. Running and durability max availability isn't only isn't none or isn't are allowed.
This specific agent, it's not aligned, Ranjan, huh?
It's not showing it. Let's see that on MB. Check this. So if there is any syntax error in the first itself, it will fail. Again, it is failing. So no agent type is specified. Must be one any or label. It's not failing.
Ranjit, it should be on a single quote, right? You didn't specify on a single quote.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. That's correct. I think that is the issue. So it should be single quote only. But it's let's see. It should be single quote. That's true actually. It should run. If
Uh,
not, let's see. We'll see if not running.
yeah.
It's not working the single quote either. Fine. So let's chance. I'll do. Sorry. No, this is not work. This is. Hmm. Let me. Okay. Just check for isn't in pipeline. Like this, you'll just find it out if you don't get it anything to do, right? Just go for pipeline and
Yeah.
let's see how the agents they have declared. Okay, you have to give us node. Okay, node label agent. Okay, okay, got it. So like this, you have to set up. Okay, like this, we have to
Okay.
specify
Okay.
label. You have to specify label and then. But see, I don't understand. Here in this, actually, it is like working like this. But in different cases, it is working directly. Maybe it is a different configuration setup. Okay, so we can how you'll do simply things. Just go give agent here, agent, and here in the label you have to make it. So that means that agent will be in another curly braces. Okay, and you can just give label agent and then label. Like this you have to give it. Okay, if you're not giving anything, just simply any or none, you don't need all these things. But if you are specifying any label, then you have to give a label and then java agent. So if you go this pipeline syntax, that's why you have to follow this pipeline syntax documentation very carefully. Okay, and you'll find all these things. See, this is what, if you're specifying any node, you can specify node like that. If you're specifying any label, you can specify agent label and like this. Okay, so let's save it and execute again. Let me check this java agent. Okay, so let's check out. Yeah, it should be working fine. Yeah, it's working. So see what it does is running on Java Agent 1. Okay, anyway, it throws error. What error it says? The recommended Git tool is this, no credentials specified, and it's failed. Why? Can anybody tell by seeing this? Look, see, this is the real-time setup we are doing, and you have to fix like this. What you are getting it here? Why it is failing? Can
So
anybody?
Ranjit, I think you changed to none, no? Maybe credentials it is asking.
Oh, no, no, no,
Is
no.
it?
That will fail actually. Yeah, you're talking about this one, right? So it will fail in the beginning
Confused.
itself. Uh,
Okay, okay.
this credentials, right? Because
Yeah,
this is a
here,
public
here.
one, no? This is a public one and does not require it.
Not needed.
If you do,
Okay, it will specify here if error is there. Yeah, correct.
so it's not that error. Actually, this error is something like we have not installed because what we are doing here, we are executing this on the agent one, on this agent one. What it doing actually, it is try to understand this. It is trying what is it running on Java agent one, and this creating a creating a workspace on that server, and then it is executing it, right? So while executing it, its Git should be installed on that server. Now try to understand the real time where you are executing this project. That project should able to be installed, should able to work on the Git project. That means Git is should be installed there, and as it is a Java project, Java should be installed also. Okay, so in this server we have already installed Java. Okay, now let's install Git. So what is the server name?
Small question.
Yeah.
We have already Git installed in Jenkins servers, right?
Jenkins server. That's fine. Jenkins server is master. So if you are going to check out anything in the master, because master has already Git installed, so what it will do, it will check out the things because Git is already there. But in the Tomcat server, we made it the agent. In the agent, in the node, we don't have any Git. So when it will, what, how Jenkins work, try to understand. When it does the checkout, how it will do the checkout? Git checkout, right? If the git command itself is not there, then how it will execute it? Got my point, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Exactly. That is how it should be working. Let me just do install and let's see how it is working. Okay, so I connected to C2 instances. If I see here git command is not found, right? So I can install it, sudo yum install git. Okay, now Git is installed. Okay, now let's start the job again. Let's see what is happening. Now we can see, right? It is working fine. It cloned the remote repositories in this workspace and started working. See, scanning and then it building again. Again, it failed. Why? Because the MBN Maven is not installed on the server where it is going to build.
Build
So,
it. Yeah, yeah.
exactly. So guys, in the first class in itself, I told you when we did the slave and node setup, whatever required tools, plugins is required to be installed on the server and the agent, you have to install that, or else it will not work. Okay, one second, guys. Okay, so now you can see here Maven is not installed. That is what I was expecting also. It should fail with the Maven one because Maven is not installed. So guys, now you are clear with that, what we are doing it, or do you have any doubt, or still you are confused?
Here and it's clear because this is another machine setup. So this machine should be having all the supporting
Tool,
packages,
supporting
tools.
tools
Yeah,
which required that project to be built. Okay,
build.
that
Yeah,
is what I was telling in the, so Bidu or somebody was asking in the initial classes of Jenkins, right? How to execute those no, projects in the different server and how to send that one. By doing this way, you have to execute this one. Okay, so make sure, because see, suppose you are building one .NET project, and that .NET project, the agent should be, first thing is the Windows operating system should be there, and that project is required some .NET DLLs and libraries. .NET framework should be installed on the Windows server. Then only you can able to build. Also the MS build and what are the packages. If you are scanning with the SonarQube, then SonarQube should be installed. So lots more things is required to do the setups. Okay. Now let's go ahead and install the Maven. Okay, so to install the Maven, we should what I can do here. We can just download the Maven. Just wait. Let me just open this one. That is okay. So I will just do the Maven installations here. Simply, it's whatever Maven, I'm just going to just download it and create it. Okay, go to the cd/opt folder. Okay, like no, it's not downloaded. It's what it says. Unable to FTP request. Acha. Um, to PT. Waiting response. Okay, fine. And there is a space actually. There is one error actually in the line. Here I had given a space. Let's download it. Okay, now it is downloaded. Let me quickly modify this one. So I have to extract it, right? Sudo tar -xvf. Okay, now what I do, I have to rename it, right? Sudo mb. I just do it like Marvin. Got it. Okay. Now what we did here, we got the Marvin installed. Now let's build the project again. Let's see what is happening. Well, check the logs. See, now it is building. As soon as I install Maven, it is now building everything. So by seeing the outputs logs, you can able to understand what is missing, and then you have to fix it accordingly. Okay. So this is related to the administrative part, like the setup configurations part. But again, you will get lots of errors even if you're writing something in the code. Okay. Let's see.
Ranjit, what is this here? Downloading, it is showing all these details.
That is what I am.
Actually, when I first time installed, this is happened. When I installed Maven first time, this is what happened. Everything, it's getting download everything. But next time, all the setups I have done when I run the job, this is not happening. Only the first time I got everything
Yes.
like this.
Yes,
So
first time only. Yes.
it is required all the right. See, whatever the packages, right? What are the configurations? What are the packages and settings required for the Maven to run, compile the things? That details will be downloaded from the Maven server itself. Okay, from the Maven repositories. From Maven repositories, it will be downloaded and then it will be stored locally on your machine, on that particular machine. See, the build is now success. Okay, so it is failed because it's not able to deliver that because some key issues. That is fine, but our build is almost build is success, right? Now if I build this one, this Maven things will not happen again because those packages already downloaded and it will take to build it, right? Let's build it again. Go here and check. See, it's just building. Simply it will build it. It will not simple finished. Now it simply finish it, simply build it and left it, because to build that it is required lots of packages, lots of binaries, libraries. Those things is required first thing. What it did, first it downloaded. Now if I go to the server, it Jenkins will have created one workspace on the agent itself. Okay, suppose if I go to home, Jenkins, permission denied, let me do sudo su cd home Jenkins. Okay, now I'll go to workspace. See, first pipeline we can batch is created. Workspace, this is the workspace. If I go here, I'll see all the required home files, source directory and target, everything is checked out from the remote repositories. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to fix the delivery part. So delivery part is failing because okay, connection established because the Tomcat server is not started. Okay, so what I can do, I can just simply go to the cd opt I think Tomcat server is running. I think it will be running. I think this morning I had started. Yeah, it's running. So let's see what is the error again. Um, this permission denied and it's not able to find it. Okay, got it. What is the error? So we have to change the delivery script also, right? So the delivery what agent, it was 6510113. I had changed it, right? 650101113 So root Tomcat web apps is running. So then why it is failing? Is known and matches to this one. Authentication that can continue. Permission denied, lost connection.
Yes, same. This is the error I'm getting, Ranjit, when I am deploying.
This is the error you are getting, right? So it says permission denied
Yes.
and you are getting this error. So okay, so what happened in the last class? It was working perfectly when we are working agent any. When any agent, it was working fine. So when we gave this agent things, it is failing. Let me fix this one. So how we will do it, Venkat? Let's see. Simple. What you have to do? First thing is you have to make sudo su on the Jenkins server. This white one is the Jenkins server. Okay, and if I go to the cd root, I'll go to cd ssh folder. Okay, here we have this public key available. As I have already added it, let me first do a simple test of doing ssh root at the rate IP of the server. Let's see what is happening, whether I'm able to connect or not. From Jenkins server, I'm trying to connect to the Tomcat server. Okay, yeah, I'm able to connect successfully to the Amazon Linux too. So it is connected successfully. Let me come out from here. Exit it. So that means I have the connection to this server. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, let's check the code again. What is written? So scp-v server, I'm stating server root at the rate. Oops. Okay, Apache server is up, but still it is failing. No valid key exchange context. Okay, let's see what user Ranjit Kumar. Okay, that's fine. User is root. Okay, web target website. That's correct. Unspecified, no credentials availability for trying to private keys. No permission denied. Lost connection. Okay. So what we have to do in this case, let's try with the Jenkins user. Okay. So when we connected, right? Let's go to the configurations part. Go to the manage Jenkins. Okay. Try to change the configurations. System configurations. So Venkat, for your case, just try to set the public keys and try to connect from the Jenkins server to Tomcat manually, and let's check what is happening there. Okay. So if it is that is the case, then you have to first get the public key added and do the testing. Okay. If it is working fine, maybe see for your case you are not given any agent, right? Just given agent
Uh,
any.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so it should not be that case. For in this case, actually, while giving the agent, actually, it is failing. Maybe it is not able to take this. Okay, for the Sonar Cube, actually, we can set up the Sonar Cube server here. Okay, that's fine. What I'm going to change, I'm going to change the user actually. I'm not going to change. I'm going to see what user it is connecting. Okay, I have a troubleshoot part actually initially when I had done it. I have a troubleshoot part actually. Jenkins troubleshoot. One second, I'm just checking it. Okay, so I have one configuration setup is there. So that Excel sheet actually have. So to do this way, we have actually etc sysconfig Jenkins. This is the server configurations. We have to change the server configurations. Jenkins user should be root. I think it's by default it will be root, but let's check what is there. Okay, so if I go to the server and go to the sorry. Okay, and here we'll find Jenkins will be there. So cd sysconfig Jenkins. Okay, so just use this file. So here in this way you can change the user. So this is the Jenkins folder where you can change the root and all. Even Jenkins form, everything is set up in this folder. So where you'll find it? You'll find it in the Jenkins server, okay, where the Jenkins server etc sysconfig system config. This is the system configurations, okay. So you can just go find the Jenkins file here. Sorry, only Jenkins. That is a simple text file, okay. So what you can do, just use this one to edit that one. Let's see what is the users being used first thing. Okay, Jenkins user is root. It's already set up here. Jenkins user is already set up as rules. So okay, so here first thing actually, what type of user you want to use, you can set up here. If you want to use Jenkins user, you can just uncomment this and comment it. For our case, it is already root, but the root is not able to connect the server from Jenkins. Okay, so if I just modify this, let's see what is happening. Just go here, try to modify this. So guys, you can give comment like this, okay? If you don't want to use particular code in Python, you can give comment like this. Let's see, isn't any,
Like C, C++.
yeah, like C++.
Yeah.
So let's try to build this one. So it is success, okay. So it is able to upload into the server. See, it is able to upload into the server if I give agent any. But when I give agent, it is having some issues with agent one. So it is success now. And if we just go here and DevOps 5. Okay, it is working. Okay, so if I modify anything, it will just reflect it here because it will just work. But Venkat, in your case, I think your only the key problem will be there. You have not set up the key properly. So once you set up the keys, just do try to connect manually once. So when I give this agent, for my case it is failing. It's not able to recognize the server, and maybe it is failing for that reason. You need to fix it out and troubleshoot it. Okay, so I'll see how we can fix this label thing, agent thing. Because for agent any it is working fine. Because what happens here, yeah, I understood. I understood, guys.
Yeah.
What is the error here? Can anybody tell what is the error? Why the Jenkins behaving like this? If I give agent any, it is working. If I give Java agent, it is failing. Can anybody tell? If you get some ideas or anything, or I'll tell you now. By seeing the logs itself, you can tell. Okay. If you see the failed one, it was running on the agent one. That is the server. Okay. So if I go and check this log, it will be running on master. running on Jenkins, that is the master one. Okay, as it is running on Jenkins, what happened here, the Jenkins server has already connectivity to the node 1, the agent. That's why it is able to deliver the file. But
Upload.
when it is running on agent machine, so what Jenkins is trying to do, copy the file from same machine and putting in the same machine using SCP. See, SCP will not work to copy the file from same machine to same machine, right? Instead, what we have to do, we have to change the code here. Instead of SCP, we have to use simply CP, because we cannot SCP to the same server from same server to same server. That is why it is failing. Okay, so if I do here, because let's remove this agent any now, and this is one type of comment also, double line, okay, double slash. Okay, now what I'm going to do, you have to change the code. This code is for from master if you are executing. Okay, from one server you are executing and delivering to another server, then this command is okay. But if you are executing in the same server and delivering to the same server, instead this you should use only cp command, sh cp. Okay, and just do this one, sorry, here to this one, and simple. Okay, what it will do, it will copy this file to this one. Okay, now let's do the changes and see. Let's go and modify and run the job again. Okay, let's see what is happening. Okay, fine, cleaning building is success now. Yeah, see, it simply copy the folder to that folder, because we are,
Yeah, local.
yeah, because we are locally copying the locally that is the Tomcat server where we are building, and then we are delivering to the same server itself, not a different server. Our delivered staging server is the same server. If you have a different server, then that particular command will work, scp.
SCP.
Okay, so based on the requirement, as I told from the beginning, based on the requirement you have to write the code. Here, what was the problem? There was no configuration problem. The problem was with the code. The code we had run mistake. Okay, so we have to do this simple command, because same server to same server we are copying. So is it clear, guys? You understood how you will fix all these kind of errors and do the configurations and setup? So Venkat, is it clear for you now? You understood where is the error would be yours?
Yes, Ranjit. I will try it after some time.
Yeah, just try to do that. And guys, this is very good, I think, troubleshooting part. So you know in and depth everything. Now I think you're able to do by yourself at least. Okay, so you just try to do, see, uh, you have to debug everything. Most of the time, a few of time you'll be finding some configurations issue. Most of the time you'll be seeing your whatever code you have written, there would be some issues, the commands and everything, there would be some issues. So you have to be very careful and do all these kind of setups. Okay, now you know how to run the agent by using agent label, and then give the label name here. Okay, now what we are going to do here, the simple things. Now what am I going to do? Okay, so the agent things is clear now, and how you can execute some particular jobs in different agents. Okay, now what am I going to do? I'll show you the multi-branch pipeline job. Okay, we'll create a new job, and that I'll show you how to execute the multi-branch pipeline. Okay, so this is very important, guys, because you are in your organization, you are going to work on the multi-branch pipeline. what Sibram was telling, right? How to execute. The multiple people will be working and building. So you can create. If you want to build your branch, you don't have to see what the other guy is working, right? You don't need to build their job. You can simply click and build your job. If you see this one, what's happening here? In this case, we have only in this case, we have only one branch, that is the branch we had set up in the configurations, that is Jenkins file branch. Okay, I want to see all the branches to build. So how we'll do it? Let's go ahead, go to new item. Okay, so just give okay, multi-branch project. Okay, so here, what you'll see here, we have one multi-branch pipeline. Multi-branch pipeline. Select this one. Okay. And what you'll see it here, and see here, we'll get lots of other things. Lots of other things available here. Okay. You can just give the display name, descriptions, whatever based on your project, you can give it. Okay. I'm not giving anything, just going ahead. So here the branch source, that is nothing but your source code management, right? Branch source. And to do git, okay, just do it git. Just to get the repository name here. Credential is not required because it is public. Okay, and here behavior type, you can add the behavior type. I just want to um, filter by name with wildcards. Filter by name with wildcards. Okay, if you want to, you can just give star, or you can just give some include and all. Okay, now what we can do, I just gave star. Let's see what is happening. Okay, and that's what you want to do. All branches get the same property. That's not required to do. And build configuration Jenkins file, obviously, because it is a pipeline job. And scan multi-branch pipeline triggers build whenever snapshot is not required, or font leave it. This is the how many items you want to keep for how many days. You can set up either 5 or 10. You can discard the old items. If you want to give, you can give it or leave it. Then this pipeline libraries is something different. We'll learn in the later classes. This is very important part. Okay, and just it will take 1 day of classes. Okay, to finish this, I'll just show you how to add this one. Now everything is covered. There is not much to set up. Only you have to do git branch sources and all the things, because based on the Jenkins pipeline, we are going to build our job. Right now, save it. As soon as you save it, you can see here, scan multi-branch pipelines. Multi-branch pipeline will be scanned here. Okay. Now you can see in the scanning how many things it is finding. It is finding feature 1.1. It is finding feature RKS. It is finding feature Jenkins file, and it will be finding master also. Okay. So if I go here, so it is success now, right? If I go here, see all the multi branches, all the branches, whatever there in the GitHub, all these branches, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 branches are there, 4 branches. All these 4 branches are here. See, all are building now. You can see here, one is the master is building one, and the other one is in the queue. Let me terminate everything. I don't need all this. Because when you scan this one, it will automatically run. Now I terminated all the jobs. Okay, so just refresh it. Okay, all are terminated. One is success now. Okay, now suppose Venkat is working in his branches feature 1.1. So Venkat, what he'll do, he will not touch anything else because he does not know what other changes has been made here, right? So he's working on his branch, so he can simply click this and build his particular branch. He can just build his particular branch. He does not require to go and run everything. Okay, so now you can see multi-branch. This is multi-branch pipeline, and you can see multiple branches over here. If you want to see only particular branches to be there, okay, so what you have to do, just go here, configure it. Suppose I want to see only my, because I'm going to work on that. See, whatever the project you are created, you are not alone going to work. Your all team members are also going to work on the same project, but different branches. In that cases, you have to create a multi-branch, and this is how the in company we are working. In the real time people are working. Okay, now if I don't want to get the master branch, because master branch I don't want to put it there. So what I can do, instead of star, I just gave a wildcard like get all the branches. I don't want master to be there. So simply I can just give feature here, feature star, featured star, right? Save it here. So as soon as you save it, it will just scan it. So with feature star, it found feature Jenkins, feature 1.1, feature artist, but master is not there. If I go here, you'll find, see, only feature branches are there. Okay, if you want to specify only one thing, just give this branch name there itself and you'll find everything. Now it's clear, guys, how to set up this multi branches. This is what the only setup for multi branches. Okay, now, so is it clear, guys? It's very simple setup only for multi branches, but this setup will be everywhere in the organizations. Every organization will be this setup only. Okay. Uh, Anything else, guys? Do you have any doubt? Okay, let's move on to different topics now. So we are clear on the pipelines. We are clear on the multi-branch pipelines. We are now going to work on. So you know how to set up the agents and labels. You know how to set up the agents and labels in the pipelines. Okay. Now I'll show you something about in the pipelines to write some groovy syntax. Okay. To write some groovy syntax, and this is what you are going to work on the okay, this groovy syntax and everything I'll show you in our next classes during the library concept. Okay, but today I'll show you the email notifications, how you'll set up the email notifications. Okay, so to set up the email notifications, what we have to do, first thing, we should have one SNS. Okay, that simple notification service. First thing is you should have the SMTP server, active SMTP server with you, right? So let's do one thing. For that, I'm going to use the SNS service of AWS. Okay, AWS SNS service. So what I can do here, I can simply, okay, I have all these, right? So I can go to my, okay, simple notification service, SNS. Just go here. I think I have some SMTP server created over here. If it is there, yeah, I have two topics there. Okay. SCSNS default cloud alarm topics. Okay, it's not there. I think subscriptions. Okay, confirmed email. This is for CloudWatch. Okay, nothing is there. Let me see what was set up. Okay, I'll show you through this one. Email set of things. Email. So webhook we have completed, right? Webhook things we have completed. Now we'll see the Jenkins email notification setup. Okay. So the first thing is to set up, while you are doing the setup of Jenkins email notifications, you should set up, you should do some configuration stuff. Okay. In the configuration stuffs you have to do, you have to URL stuff, right? That should be must. You have to change it. If you see here our URL stuff here, go this manage Jenkins, okay, and here we need to change configuration system, and in this section right here you can see where it is here Jenkins URL and the system admin email address. Okay, here I'm given suppose my email address here, and this one is I've given suppose this Jenkins URL, but this is not the right one. I need to modify. This is the correct one. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, that's all. One setup. Now what you have to do? You'll find SMTP email services, right? Let's go down. You'll find extended email notifications. Okay, in the extended email notifications, and you'll find another email notifications also there. Email notifications, simple email notifications, but you just go for extended email notifications. Okay, in this extended email, where it is, extended email notification. Yeah, here you have to provide the SMTP server. So you should have the SMTP server ready to set up. Okay, so I had created one SMTP server. I'll show you the example here. This is the SMTP server, and you have to set up in the email notification sections. Okay, just go here. Let's go to the. I had a thing. I think SMTP server created. Not sure where it is. SMTP server. SMTP server. Okay, so in the SES simple email services, you have to create that one. Let me check if I have anything. Email templates, account dashboard. I don't have anything set up here. So you can set up the credentials like configuration sets, email templates, certificated IP. One second. I have one SMTP server created my other account, so we can use that one to do that. One second. Okay, so Amazon simple email services. Mumbai. Nothing's there. I deleted, I think. Okay. Nothing is there. Okay. Okay, nothing I have not created. I think it's deleted. Okay, I have deleted the SMTP server. But how you have to do? See, just go to the extended email server. You have to just provide SMTP server, and this SMTP server actually works on port number 25. Okay, and various other ports also. If you go and check here, it works on. Oh, okay. Hey, I have set up here. I have set up here. Okay. See, I have already set up here. So email SMTP SAP. Suppose this is my email SMTP is there. Okay. So you can see here the ports whatever you're using is 25, 587, 2587. These are the ports you can use to use this SMTP endpoint. Okay, and if you want to create the credentials, you can just simply click on this and create the credentials, and based on that you have to set up the credentials, username and password, username and password. And here SMTP port, based on the port you set up, I had used suppose 465, you can use this 465 or 25 on you this. Okay, so once you do this setup, what you have to do, simply go ahead and set up the job email notifications. These certifications is the job. Okay, so how you will set up this? First thing is you have to set up in this configurations, system configurations. In the email notification sections you have to set up. Once you do the setups, what you have to do, suppose this job I want to trigger one email. Okay, what do you have to do here? Simply go to configuration part. Once you do finish the configurations, you have to come here in the job and then in the post section, right? Okay, this is the pipeline. So in the pipeline we have to write the code for the email. So if I, how you will set up in the freestyle, I'll show you just, and then the pipeline I'll show you how to write the email syntax. Okay, suppose the freestyle is what is the job, freestyle, sorry, what was the job name? First Java project. Okay, let's see this one. This was the freestyle job. Okay, now go to configure, how to add this email notifications. Okay, just go down and you'll find anything here in the post build section, right? You can add one post build section here, and you can see here email notifications, email notifications. Just click this email notifications and you have to just give the recipients. So what is this recipients? The recipients is nothing but your group email address, your DevOps group email address will be there, right? You can add that one, or you can specify single email ID also, that you can specify here. Okay, so once done, then simply save it. Also, what you can do here, what is this then? Send email for every unstable build. If any build is failed, it will be emailed. And what it says again, send separate emails to individuals who broke the build. Suppose I executed the build and it failed, and the email will go to me particularly, not to the all persons. Okay, so you can specify here and just give that one. Okay, now it's clear. Once you do that, just save it. That will work it. Okay, maybe next class will show you this one also, set of these email notifications and all. Okay, uh, let's, it's only 9:53. Okay. Okay, no worries. What do we do? Let's set up this email notifications. We'll complete email notification today, and maybe tomorrow will be we'll complete the library stuffs. Okay. So what we have to do here, setups. I have already email setup is there, right? So let me set up this one first. What you have to do? Go to the configurations, manage Jenkins, configure system. Which I did not change. I did not save it. Okay. 7. Now go to the not email. What is the email notification? Okay, so instead of extended email address, it has some advanced option which will be added. So extended email communication, what you have to do if you want to some extended email notifications with a different list and default reply to emergency route and allowed domain. If you want to restrict anything, it is extended label. Then you can come here and set off the domains. If you want to particular allow some domains to email, then you can specify here. Okay, suppose I don't want to specify anything here. I don't want extended version, extended email communication, email notifications. What I'll do instead that I'll use simple notifications only simple one. So what I have to do, SMTP server, go and get your SMTP server. So your company will have different SMTP server. You don't have to do this. This is the administrative part. Okay, you don't have to do all this. Now use SMTP authentications. Okay, so I can use username and password. So how I will get it? I can just get it from here. So this is the username. Okay, this is the username, and let's create it. It will create automatically one IAM user. Okay, if you see the PowerPoint, whatever I have created here is simple. This is the username of our SMTP setup. Okay, it by default it will give like this. Now let me go ahead and create it. Create. Okay, what I'll do, show user and SMTP credentials. Just click on this. So this is my user ID and password. So I got it here. Now let me go ahead, paste the username. Okay, and copy the SMTP password. Put it here. Okay, now give the SMTP port. So SMTP port, how will get it? So here either you can use 25, 587 and all. So let's go with 25. Okay, 25. Now reply to address. So let me give us sorry, it is okay. So okay, reply to address. Okay, now I just added everything here, reply to address and all. Let's save it. Okay, suppose I want to build this job. Let's go and configure all this part. Go to the email section here, post bill section, email notification, add the recipient here. Okay, so it should always, it normally it gives some test email, it is not giving. Okay, that's fine. So save it. Anyway, this job will fail, then we'll see whether it is able to send mail or not. Just build it now. So it's building. So build is success. Now it says emails to this email ID, right? Now email sending,
Yeah.
sending emails, right?
Yeah.
If the SMTP server is working, then it will send the email, or else it will fail. It will not able to send emails. Okay. Let me see my email address first. Email box. It's not able to send email. It is anything in the trash spam. No, nothing has come yet. That means it's not able to send emails. Okay, could not connect to this SMTP server. Okay, so it is not able to connect this SMTP server with this port. Let's do some changes again. Okay, so what we'll do, instead of 25, we'll use something else. We'll use some different uh, port number. Okay, so let's
256. Okay.
yeah, so we'll use 256 or something. instead of 25, where it is. So instead of 25, I can use what is the port? 587. Okay, let me use 587. 587. Save it. What is this? It is how it is success. Let me build it. Okay. Let's see what is happening this time. So it's building success. Okay, it is. Okay, so it is success, but it did not send anything. So let me do some modification again, because we had given only unstable things will be delivered, but it is success. That's why it will not send. It will not send any email. So what we have to modify? So send separate emails to individuals who broke the bill. No, I don't want these email notifications. Send email for every unstable bit. Unstable bit. I don't want for everything. I want everything. Send it. Okay. Let me see if anything else is there. Editable emails. Okay, nothing is there. So let me remove this part and save it. Let me send for everything. Even success one it will also send. Okay. Let me build it. What happened? Immediately built. Just not sending the emails. Check. 1 second. Let me check my email address, email IDs. Okay. Nothing has come. It is spam. Nothing is that spam also. Okay. So we saw like in the last right, it was delivering. It was sending that on. Okay. Let me 1 second. What we have to do? Why it is not writing itself? Restrict. Okay. I don't want it to run in Java agent. Remove this. So, and we have other thing also set up, right? Hmm, let me build failed. Let me one. I just want to see this build. I am just making this build failed. Okay, so build now. Let it fail. Okay, as I removed Java agent 1, right? What is reserved for the jobs with matching level expansions. We remove this stuff. Why it is saying again? What happened here? If I just go here, where it was build environment, Java agent. Let's see. Second. I'm just trying to make this build failed. Okay. Let's make the build because I gave a wrong commands. Okay, so it is failing now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So what is happening here? See, as soon as it failed, right? It triggered the email. It triggered the email, but the email address is not verified. So we have to verify the email address with the SMTP server. There are lots of things setup is required for SMTP server. Okay. So what it says, email address is not verified. The following identity failed to check in the region AP Southern. So in the AWS, we have to set off this email address is verified or not. Okay. So what happens? This major rejected the email address is not verified. The following identities failed check in this one. So these two email addresses. So why did it got this one? This one got it from the configurations. So this is the administrator email address, and this is the user email address. Okay. So this way the email address actually works. If any unstable build is failed, it will be triggered mail to the corresponding email address whatever you have set up. Okay. So now it's clear, right, guys, how you do setups. So this SMTP part, if you can able to do the setup, it will take more time to set up this SMTP server and verify the email address and all. So that is totally AWS part. Okay, so we'll cover that one. Now you are now clear, right, how we can do the setups. Do you have any doubt, guys? We can work on that, or else we can wind up the session and we'll continue from now only one topic is pending. Yeah, the fun.
Ranjit, for our purpose, we are using the Tomcat for archiving the build, right?
Yes.
So can we use Nexus to archive our build as a server?
We are not using Tomcat to archive our build. Okay. So Nexus and JFrog is totally different to store the Artifactory. Okay. To store that is not archiving that. Archiving Artifactory is totally different. It will be archived in the workspace and the same Jenkins server. But Tomcat server we are using to deploy to deliver the war file. Okay, to deliver the end product. But Nexus is being used to store the Artifactory. We can use JFrog, Nexus JFrog, that is called the Artifactory. Okay, so if you see here, if you go here in Jenkins, go to the manage Jenkins, and you'll find it here. Go to manage plugin. If you go and available, see for JFrog, JFrog.
Ranjit, please share your screen. I think.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No.
Share my share. Okay, so sorry, it will not be JFrog. So let's go for Nexus. So you'll find some Nexus. See, Nexus artifact uploader. You'll upload the artifactory into the Nexus. So for JFrog, actually there is one artifactory is there for JFrog. Okay, if you go for JFrog INC, right? I have already I think one. It's not working. Okay, 1 second. JFrog. So this is the JFrog Artifactory. Okay, so either you can use Nexus Artifactory, JFrog Artifactory to store. Most of the companies actually they are using Nexus JFrog. This is the JFrog Artifactory you can use. Whatever Artifactory, it doesn't matter. I'll show you that Artifactory. I'll show you AWS S3 how you can make AWS S3 as your Artifactory. Okay, so Jitu, this JFrog and Nexus is not that to archive it, it is to store the artifacts, to store the binary files. Okay, .war file,
Okay.
that file is.
Okay.
That setup I'll do. I'll show you in the S3 how we can store the Artifactory in the S3, because you are familiar with AWS S3, right? So that will show how we can store in the S3.